21-6, a perfect day for football here in the Cache Valley as we open up the third quarter. Utah State looking for a school record 10th win, their third outright conference title in school history, trying to close out the WAC regular season finale with a victory here, up 21-6 as we open up the second half. Bentrud will kick it away. Vandals will get the football first. On the return, it's Logan Bushnell, and actually it's Jayshon Jordan. It looked like the quarterback. They both wear 4, and Jordan getting some reps in the kick return game out to the 22-yard line. Here's what's in store today. 1936, when it was the Rocky Mountain Conference, the last time they won it outright. 10 wins, and Gary Anderson mentioned that 10 number is important. To get to that, it's not easy for any team to win 10, and then you can close it out undefeated here.
And I think that's huge, both of those things, because when you look at your program and what he's done so far to this point, these are great milestones at this time.
Vandals will run it with James Baker keeping that theme consistent, straight ahead to the 26-yard line for 4 yards. Idaho, meanwhile, nothing to lose. 1 win on the season at home against New Mexico State, 26-18. Baker and Bass have been the story. 78 yards, 34 yards for those two.
And I like what Coach Gesser's been doing. Stick with the run. You have a long, young offensive line. You don't want to get your quarterback killed. There's been a lot of pressure. This also opens up play-action pass.
3 receivers, single back is Baker on 2nd and 6, and a keeper by the quarterback, Davis, trying to get to the outside, and he's close to first down as he dives toward the 31-yard line. Looks like a little bit shy. 3rd and short coming up.
Big play. You're going to see nice fake inside, and Davis does the rest. Good open field tackle there by Terrence Alston. Otherwise, that could have been an additional yardage.
Coach Gesser saying that Davis has had a rebirth the last 3 or 4 weeks, wants to show he's a Division I quarterback. There are the numbers, but he's done some things with his legs that have helped out the team. Like to have those 3 picks back, but they've run it as a team very well today. 3rd and a yard. Straight ahead, there's a first down for Baker. Breaks the tackle and almost broke one the distance. Tackled by Sanders at the shoe tops, or he's gone.
That's exactly how you have to be effective against this kind of defense. Look at this, straight down the gap. Find a little seam and let your big backs do the rest. When you're playing against a very aggressive, physical, and fast defense, you can't go sideways. You have to beat them north and south.
First down to the 43, and more confidence growing now in that run game.
Well, that's what's huge about it. When you have a young team running the ball, is your best friend. It helps your quarterback. It helps the offensive lineman.
From the 43 now, opening series, 3rd quarter. It's Bass now, straight ahead, a yard, and that's about it. Cade Cowden was in there. You got some help from some other linemen up front. 2nd and 9. Bass loses his helmet. He's going to have to come off now.
Watch right there. You can see somebody trying to rip at the ball and get the ball off. And that chin strap, you got to strap those straps. Sometimes those bottom straps come off, and you can see right there he doesn't have it buttoned on the bottom. You got to button both those bottom straps. Sometimes it's like I call it aesthetic view. They think it looks cool that way.
And it's important to keep that helmet on with the new rule this year. You have to come off for a play if that helmet does pop off. Here's Davis looking downfield on a pass play. Deep ball, and it's Scott, and did he call it in? No, he's out of bounds. Did not get the foot down. Now that side judge over there had his back turned on it, but he said that he was out of bounds.
Well, and you're going to see right here, Lawson does a good job of forcing him towards that sideline to where he can't catch the ball. But nice throw by Taylor Davis, putting it there. Scott needed to run a little bit more because Davis was looking at him, and it looked like he was jogging at first, and then he started to pick it up.
The ref made the right call, and he did keep his eyes on that play. Good call on the sideline. 3rd and 9 now. Scott, runner, split top of the screen. 4 receiver look, empty backfield for Davis. Downfield, level, he's out of bounds. 2 passes off of the field of play.
Well, and that's where the receivers have to help your quarterback out. Your quarterback is trying to squeeze that ball in there. And if you don't give him enough room on the sideline, we saw in these past 2 plays, it's going to end up drifting out. Give him a chance for you to make a play. And if you give yourself more room on the sideline, there's a better chance of that ball being completed.
So the Vandals drive fizzles at the 44. Bobby Cowan to punt it away with that big leg, gets his kick away from the 35 into that rush, and he is hit after the kick. They're going to rough the kicker and keep the football, it appears, as Cameron Webb returns it to the 12-yard line for Utah State. Running into the kicker, whatever it is.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, Utah State, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So a costly error. Joey DiMartino running in, roughing the kicker in this case, gives them the first down across midfield.
Watch as he comes in from the top, right there. He's tried so hard to push through those upbacks that he was not paying attention how close he got to the punter. There's an old rule. If you can't get there, make sure you veer to the side. He didn't veer to the side. He went straight at the punter.
So Cowan roughed up. They tack on the 15-yard penalty, and the drive continues at the 41.
And that's what's frustrating. The defense gave up a first down. Then all of a sudden, this next series, they were able to stop him, force the punt. Now they're back on the field, allowing this young team the opportunity to continue to try to produce.
And they'll go play fake here. And Davis in trouble at midfield, gets rid of the football. It's caught by the tight end, and it's LeGrone inside the 30, breaks another tackle, and he's to the Aggies' 24-yard line. Great job by Davis keeping that play alive. They had him dead to rights in midfield.
Taylor Davis is limping a little bit. I've been watching the past few series going into the end of the second half. Watch how he's still limping as he moves around, but look at the strength that Taylor Davis has to get that ball out. Big play out of your junior quarterback to LeGrone, showing that, hey, I can make plays with my legs and arms too.
Jordan Nielsen thought he had him. 17-yard pickup now at the 24. It's Bass slanting right, nothing doing. That was Zach Vigil. Second on the team in tackles, emotional, intense guy. Inside linebacker spot.
He definitely is, and that was great pressure coming in. They knew the run was coming, and this defense is starting to toughen up a little bit. I didn't think we'd be talking about rush yardage going into Idaho's favor, but that's exactly what's happened in this game. They set a game plan to say, you know what, we're going to attack Utah State at their strength. That front seven likes to shut down the run. We're going to see if we can run it.
It's mind-boggling. Look at the Utah State rush defense as well, and they have found some seams against them. 142 on the ground for Idaho. Rolling left and setting up Davis, trying to buy some time. He's in trouble. Sacked back at the 42. The ball's loose. On the Vandal side of the field, the Aggies have it. Recovered by Fili Moyatu.
Good hustle play by Fili Moyatu. Bojay staying after. Taylor Davis should have tucked that ball away, trying to create a little bit more than he could have. And because of that, the turnover, you can see right here, right at this point, tuck it, put it away. And because it was hanging out and he goes down, that ball comes up. Offensive lineman trying to make a play there, right there. Dallas Sandberg to get the ball, but Bojay does the rest. You can see no one's open. Tuck it away. He doesn't tuck it away. The ball comes out. Bojay does the rest. Big turnover. And that's kind of what this defense needed right now, because that Idaho offense was definitely controlling.
4 turnovers now, 3 picks and a fumble. B.J. Larson the sack. Fili Moyatu in on the play as well, recovers the football. Aggies have it at the Vandals 45 when we come back. Official review, the ruling on the field, a fumble, a sack and a fumble by Taylor Davis. We take a closer look here, Jay.
Look at the left knee right there as the left knee goes down, ball comes out after that knee touches. It's a bang, bang play. So I'd be curious if they're going to say that the ball was coming out before the knee touch, but it doesn't look like it there. To me, it looks like as his knee hit, then the ball came out.
And people have to constantly be reminded the call on the field is a fumble. So do they have enough video evidence to overturn the call on the field? Now, an argument made by the guys in the truck here is the contact on the field caused the fumble. Thoughts on that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to see there, but as his left knee hits, that could have jolted the ball loose out of his hand. Think about when you step off a curb and you're not paying attention, that first kind of like, oop, you know, move. That's what could have been. But that looks pretty clear to me that his knee did hit before the ball came out. Now,
and the ball would be marked at the 46 if that's the case, if his knee was down, and Idaho would have it at the Aggies 46. If not, the Aggies have the ball on the Idaho 45. But again, is there enough to overturn the call on the field that was a fumble? I think this is close,
it's close.
In my opinion.
It's close.
Here we go.
After review, the player was ruled to be down prior to the fumble. It will be 3rd down and 16.
Big break for the Vandals.
Big break, and it's not a bad situation for Utah State either. I mean, you would love to have the turnover, but you still have them in a 3rd and 16, and you can release the hounds and bring pressure on Taylor Davis. But this team is finding lifelines now. You're in Farquhar's area right now, so I would be smart about it because you have a kicker that can still put some points on the board for you. I wouldn't try to do anything crazy, try to get him a couple extra yards. But Coach Gesser right now, I mean, he's kind of showing that he's keeping these kids focused and in this game. I clearly love that he came up for this game because it is effective. The score may not show it because of the turnovers, but overall, this offense has been dominating.
And they're keeping their defense off the field. That's big. 3rd down from the 40, 16 yards. They need to get it down to the 24 to move the sticks. And you're not joking about Farquhar's range. You're at the 40 right now. That'd be about a 57-yarder. He can make them from 59, 60 in high altitude. He has hit a 55-yarder this year against New Mexico State. But do you take a shot downfield here, or do you set up this guy, number 21?
I get myself positive yards. Against this defense, it's going to be very hard to convert a 3rd and 16. So I try to get what I can.
And with that pass rush, Davis under duress, especially in this passing situation, it won't be easy.
I think that's more than 3rd and 16. That's looking like more like 3rd and 21.
It is 3rd and 26. They're going to mark the football at the 41. They need to get it to the 14 as they set the sticks down there. So 3rd and 26 here from the 40-yard line. And the officials, are they trying to discuss where the ball should be spotted now? Because we saw earlier it should be the 41, and they've got it now at the 40. Now they're ready to go.
It's 3rd and forever. That's all they need to do.
Scott is the go-to guy, top of the screen. They're going to play it close to the vest. They'll run it here. Bass straight ahead inside the 35. Fumble at the 34-yard line. And the Vandals are going to keep it. They got lucky there as Bass coughed it up. And it looks like Cody Alenz, the left tackle, falls on it.
This is what happens. Watch as he gets the ball. Now he gets hit. Now watch him turn. And the ball is starting to come loose as the turn happens. And that's the big thing about it.
Here is the nation's active leader in 50-plus yard field goals. 9 for his career. This would be a 46-yarder. Make it, nope, this is 52 yards. This would be his 10th of his career. Farquhar, plenty of leg, and he nails it. 52 yards for the senior, and he has been the entire offense for Idaho today.
And you're seeing why this guy will be kicking the NFL next year. This kid is very accurate from long range, and that's what NFL teams look for, is a guy that has ice in his veins and can make those kicks over 50 yards like they're going out of style. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I got that.
Just another day at the office for Trey Farquhar, one of the bright spots throughout his 4-year career at Idaho. 21-9 now.
Yeah. And
Coach Gesser has to be pleased where his team sits right now. 9:55 to go in the 3rd. Football fans, don't miss the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. December 21st, St. Petersburg, Florida is the setting. For more information, visit Beef O'Brady's Bowl The Big East and Conference USA squaring off in the sunshine.
And what about that game last night, Conference USA? Eastern Carolina and Marshall going into overtime.
The Thundering Herd.
You got to love college football this time of year, especially with all these overtime games. And the NFL has been jealous because they've had multiple overtime games because they see how much fun it is in college.
That extra tension down the stretch. Here's Farquhar's kick to the 5-yard line, fielded by Chuck Jacobs. Has a seam. Jacobs to the 40. And he's finally tripped up at the 46-yard line. Nice return. He's had a couple big returns on special teams.
You know, that's being a track guy. He's such a smooth runner. Just look at it. It doesn't look like he's moving at all. But yet, he's going so quickly because he runs so smoothly. It's hard for those defenders. I guarantee you they're looking out there like, oh, he's not moving that fast. And before you know it, he's on you.
The Aggies, believe it or not, have rushed 14 times for just 20 yards today. This is an offense that's second in the WAC at almost 200 yards per game. They'd like to get that into high gear. Keaton's passing has helped him out today. Here's a handoff to Williams, and there's a big run. First down and more. Kerwin Williams trying to go. 10, 5. And he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. First and goal from the 3 as they mark him out shy of the goal line, but a big run, and they needed that. Not a lot of confidence in the run game today.
But look at this. He does it all on his own. Open space, makes the defender miss, and Kerwin Williams then turns on the speed to get down to that last spot. You know, the hard part is you can't tell from the left foot if he did actually step out of bounds from the view we have there. But
52-yard run, Keaton to the air now, and there's an Aggies touchdown into the hands of Kellen Bartlett. And the 5th-year senior adds the touchdown.
Nice play by Bartlett and Chucky Keaton on the simple bootleg after the big run by Kerwin Williams setting up. And that's what this offense needed. Look at this bootleg. Just simple play fake, ties it up in there. Bartlett's all alone for his 5th touchdown of the season.
Out of Blue Springs, Missouri, the cannon adding the exclamation point. And here's Nick Diaz, and it's 28-9, Utah State. This was a 12-point game, but Kerwin Williams breaks open the big run. 52-yard scamper down the sidelines. Keaton then spots his tight end for the score. It's 28-9, the Aggies, as they do the Scotsman here in the student section at Romney Stadium, one of the great chants in college sports.
Hey, I was just trying to do the Scotsman myself. I'm not coordinated enough. I hit too many things trying to.
I know. I heard you were fleet of foot. Talked to a former coach of yours. He said you were quite the cover guy. There's the kickoff from Bentrud into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback out to the 20-yard line. Kerwin Williams, 74 yards on the ground, and he is 86 yards shy now of the WAC all-time record for all-purpose yardage. That's held by Terrence Mathis, the New Mexico Lobo, who had a great NFL career. Williams, it's doable here in the second half.
It's definitely doable. Offensively, Utah State has a lot of work still to do. They've been very sluggish the entire first half. That's the first run that they're able to be effective at. So
Vandals have stuck with the ground game, and they go here with Ryan Bass off the right side for a yard, and that's it. Now, the drives have been good. The rushing has been consistent for Idaho, but only 3 field goals to show for it. At some point, you got to open up the offense.
Well, they've been good in what I like to call inside the 20s. So inside the 20, they've been effective moving the ball, but once they get down into the red zone, which is from the 20 yards in, that's when they struggle.
2nd and 9 for Davis. Near side incomplete. Throws behind Jari Level. They didn't seem to be on the same page there as coverage applied by Will Davis.
I think the ball got tipped or hit at the line of scrimmage as he was trying to throw the ball. I'm watching the receivers. They're not really helping him out much. I'm watching how they're running the routes. I don't see a lot of the effort that I should see as they're running these routes. And that's what Coach Gesser talked about. That's why some of these guys are not here today. He said, you know what? you're going to produce. If you don't produce, you won't be here. And I think he's definitely looking at the tapes, watching these young kids, saying, who's producing for me?
Tough spot here, 3rd and 9 against the tough Aggies defense. Davis to the sideline, incomplete. Through the hands of Najee Lovett. Good scheme there. The pass a little bit too tall for a 5'9" receiver.
A little too high, a little too fast. But look at your defensive coordinator there, Dave Aranda. He understands what. He knows that defensively, right now they've been playing a little bend don't break. Usually they don't bend.
They're active.
They're active. But Idaho is giving them some issues today.
One of the top assistants in college football. He's up for the Broyles Award, one of 29 candidates for that. He's done a tremendous job with this Aggies defense. Cowan's kicked away from Cameron Webb. It bounces inside the 30, and they're going to mark it down at the 23-yard line. Another big kick from Bobby Cowan. Approaching the 8-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. A lot of tradition here at Utah State, but the name synonymous with Utah State football through the years. Merlin Olsen, the Hall of Famer, his statue set up outside Romney Stadium, facing to the south, part of the fearsome foursome and those great Rams teams.
Well, and that's the thing about it is, I didn't know he was a football player until later. You kind of know him as the big guy on Little House on the Prairie, you know? And,
oh, come on. You'd read your history books?
Well, I'm just saying. It's just, and then all of a sudden you're like, that dude was part of the fearsome foursome.
Yeah, he was a good one. Rosie Greer and his great Rams teams, and a great career at Utah State, obviously. And Merlin Olsen Field here at Romney Stadium. There's a pass completion by Jacobs, and they mark him out at the 35, 5-yard pickup.
But I think the thing about it is when you look at those guys and you meet them off the field, they're also nice. You would have not known the reputation that they had on the football field back in the day.
A gentle giant, right?
Yeah, exactly. Except on the field.
Right. He flipped that switch on. 2nd and 5 now at the 35-yard line. Keaton rolling left. Downfield, Austin the catch and a 1st down as he's hit hard by Gary Walker at the 46-yard line.
That was nice footwork by Keaton. Watch, he comes out, it's not there. He's not there, uses his feet to hold the defender right there a little bit, Suatualele, and buys just enough time to get the ball to Matt Austin. This dynamic player is what he's been since day one of being here.
11-yard pickup. Keaton now 10 of 16 through the air. Throws it again to the sideline. And the catch is made by Cameron Webb. He's tripped up at midfield after a 4-yard pickup. And that was Tracy Carter, the junior corner, on the tackle.
Flying in there, making a big play. Keeping that from a big yardage opportunity, because if he had missed that, he definitely could have picked up an additional 10 to 15 yards.
Webb, one of the 19 Aggie seniors from Millville, Utah. 2nd and 7 now to the other sideline. That short hop incomplete, intended for Matt Austin. With the exception of that Williams run, they've abandoned the running game here.
Well, and mainly I think because as an offense, you have to take what the defense gives you. And for some apparent reason, this Idaho defense against the run today is very stout. But Coach Anderson, I think is shocked, because he told us, we're not sleeping on this team. This team has played us very well the past few years. And I think that's what we're seeing them having struggles on the running game.
3rd and 7, Aggies from their own 49-yard line. Midway through this 3rd quarter, a WAC outright championship at stake for Utah State, trying to add to their lead. Keaton setting up the screen, caught by Jacobs, hit right at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Well read by that defense, and that was Sua Tuala, the senior from San Francisco, the middle linebacker.
Good play coming, closing off that receiver screen. They went right back to the play they did before, but the difference was the receiver ran towards Chucky instead of him trying to make that long throw to the wide side of the field. That allowed the defense the opportunity and the time to close on it.
Justin Veltung awaiting the punt, end over end from Tyler Bennett. Makes the catch at the 12. Fair catch called there. 6:08 to go, 3rd quarter. 28-9 Aggies. Senior day in Logan, and a lot of good things at the end of the rainbow if the Aggies can hang on here. An outright WAC championship. If Utah State can get a win. We're late in the third quarter. Big Blue enjoying things on a picture-perfect day. A little bit cold for Jay, but otherwise most people enjoying the conditions and the football here in the Cache Valley in northern Utah. Idaho has the football. Davis on the move. Backside pressure, and he gets rid of it, and he was leveled. And he's going to get up slowly here if he gets up at all.
He has been limping and gimping around a little bit since the middle of the second quarter by taking hits like that. But this is why I think going into next season, he's showing that he should be the guy. He's showing his toughness. Get rid of the ball. Luckily, he got rid of it before he got sacked there. And to get hit that way and get back up, your teammates watch you. They know what's going on.
BJ Larson and Tavares McMillan double teaming him on that one. On 2nd and 10, it's Baker to the left side across the 15. And gang tackled at the 18. Larson and Fackrell double team on that one.
I cannot say enough about this young offense line and what they're getting done. I mean, you're talking 2 freshmen on that left side and a sophomore at center. All right, and then you got another freshman or sophomore on the other side at right guard, and then you have a junior, senior at right. But to go behind your 2 freshmen, and that's exactly where they've gotten the majority of their yards today.
That's where the bread has been buttered. They came in averaging 84 yards on the ground, 121 in the FBS ranks, 139 rushing today. 3rd down, and there's movement on the Vandals as Baker took a step forward before the snap.
7 offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And now you're in that definite passing situation.
Right, and that's what Gessner is saying right there. You know, I thought I've been believing all day today they've done a good job of getting themselves in 3rd and short, but you see right there, just complete mix-up. Baker definitely was looking at some of the linebackers and not paying attention to what was supposed to be happening. They've been most effective when they've gotten Utah State with 3rd and short, 1 and 2. But they've had no success when they've been in 3rd and long.
It's been a mixed bag for Davis. Here he is on 3rd down. Pressure coming. They set up the screen. Baker's got it. That's not going to get him a 1st down. Tackled at the 19. And that was Jordan Nielsen. And they'll have to punt it away.
Well, and that's the thing about it is when you look at what is transpired in this game, and although Idaho has not put points on the board, they've been able to convert on 3rd downs when they're short. This Utah State defense is too tough. When they get you in 3rd and long, you can forget about trying to convert that.
It's Bobby Cowan, 5th-year senior from Vancouver, Washington, just across the river from Portland, Oregon. We'll punt it away. Rolling left, it's a fake. Cowan wants to run for the 1st down. Can he get there? It's close across the 22. A fake by Cowan deep in their own territory. How about that for rolling the dice?
Well, and
he got it.
And that's the thing about it when you're playing against a team that has nothing to lose. They're going to do a fake punt on their own 20-yard line, and they get it. And he actually had time. He decided, do I want to do a picnic lunch or do I want to go to In-N-Out? Yeah, he's trying to figure it out, and he decided to run and go. And it's just, to me, that's what's crazy about when you look at this team. They have talent, they have ability, they just struggle. And watch, look at this, he's running on, what do I want to do today? Nah, well, let's do this over on this side. And I mean, that is a long time.
There's Ryan Bass for 3 yards out to the 26-yard line. You have to love the creativity, though. We saw them focus on the run game, and at least there's a little bit of vitality in this team. And maybe that's what Jason Gesser's trying to project to his guys as you look at the play selection thus far.
Well, think about what he did when he was a quarterback at Washington State, at a school that's not supposed to win, and he was able to win. So I think he's trying to get these kids to understand, if you play within yourself, you can beat anybody.
Here's Davis on 2nd down. Underneath, Roman Runner with the catch at the 30, held up by Sanders and dropped right there. Terrence Alston was in there on that play. It's 3rd and short coming up.
And this is where they've been very effective. They've been able to get Utah State in 3rd and short situations so that they're able to convert. And that's why I think offensively they've had some struggles getting on track, because they haven't been on the field long enough, because Idaho is eating up the clock.
Idaho will play as an FBS independent next season, moving on their other sports to the Big Sky for next year. 3rd down and 2. Davis, incomplete. Wants the flag, not going to get it as he tried to find Mike Scott over the middle.
Devin Lawson doing some good coverage on this. You're going to see it come from the left side of the screen. It's a quick slant route, and that ball is thrown where it should be thrown, which is ahead of the receiver. DB just does a good job of pulling that front arm down so that he can't catch the ball.
He had some velocity on that one from short range, but they'll have to punt it away here. It appears with Cowan. He will kick this one from his 21. A booming kick in the high altitude. He crushed it. Webb calling for a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 15-yard line.
You know, these kickers really remind me of the Raiders. When you think about, they have 2 all-pro kickers and a punter and a kickoff guy. The same thing here.
55-yard punt. Here's a look at our game summary. Kerwin Williams needed 182 total yards to become the WAC's all-time leader in all-purpose yardage. Having a nice game. Had the big run to set up the score. Bass has done a good job for the Vandals on the ground, but the turnovers really have killed the Vandals.
And that's been the issue. It's just the turnovers. And I won't say Taylor Davis is completely at fault. I believe Utah State's been opportunistic on those turnovers.
It's a handoff. And straight ahead, it's Kerwin Williams to the 21-yard line. 6 yards on that carry.
Now, this drive, in my opinion, for Utah State is very important because you struggle for the most part. You have not put together a 10-play, 80-yard drive, 70-yard drive this entire game. All your points have come off of turnovers from a short field. So to get back on track, I really feel that they need to put together a nice long drive, help their defense out because their defense has been on the field a long time.
2nd and 4 coming up for Utah State as Jason Gesser looks on. When you talk about the Aggies' bowl history, they haven't been in postseason very often. Last year was a tough loss to Ohio in that famous Idaho Potato Bowl, and it looks like they'll be headed there again this year. But Gary Anderson's taken this program to another level. 10 wins. If they get that with a win here today, would be the most in school history. Here's a nice fake by Keaton and a keeper. Chucky to the outside. 40. And he's out of bounds close to the 45 with Njoku giving chase. And that's what they can do. When all else breaks down, you can count on number 16.
I love the play call because it's used the aggressiveness the defense has been doing. Keying on Kerwin Williams, and Chucky does the rest. He's a very effective runner. He can get outside that pocket and get downfield before you realize what happened.
99 yards on the ground now for the Aggies. Big run by Williams, big run by Keaton. Getting him back into the flow on offense. From the gun, Keaton far sideline, and the catch is made over there by Reynolds. 3-yard gain as the junior hauls it in.
That's one of those plays. Kerwin Williams went out to chop block the outside linebacker to allow that quick throw to happen. And that's what this offense can do. That's why I say it's important for this drive, for them to get back on track to what the fans here expect them to do.
2nd and 7 from their 45. Kerwin Williams straight ahead, shut down at the line of scrimmage. They've not been able to get much between the tackles. Sia VE was in there, and he got some help from Jesse Davis, a nose guard.
And what's really more impressive about what's been going on with this run game is you're looking at one of them right there, Ryan Edwards and Jesse Davis. These guys have not stepped off the field. They've been out there all game long and still stuffing the inside run.
Yeah, they lost Carney to a knee injury. Quayshawn Buckley, 305-pounder, who's been their most productive lineman, not playing either. And that is not easy against this spread attack, playing just 2 nose guys up there. 3rd and 7. Keaton over the middle. It's Bartlett, and he's close to the first down at the 48-yard line of Idaho. Tuala on the tackle, and he got some help from Njoku.
Chucky zipped that ball in there. Good throw. Good route. There's nothing much you can do about that on defense when the quarterback has that much time. Just sets his foot and zips it out.
And that's the final play of the 3rd quarter. The Aggies offense heating up. Keaton now 14 of 21, 105 yards, a couple touchdowns. They will have over 100 on the ground as well. 1 quarter to go. Utah State looking for the outright WAC championship. In control here in Logan.